Good morning, Lieutenant General Todd Semonite, 54th Chief of Engineers, and we're on the road again today, but today we're out on a tactical unit down at Fort Knox, Kentucky, and I'm with the 19th Engineer Battalion. Lieutenant Colonel S.D. Pinchason is the battalion commander, and S.D., you're a very unique battalion. We have a lot of our brigade engineer battalions that are embedded in brigade combat teams, but we also know that there are a lot of battalions like yours that are going to augment a BEB and come in with the rest of the enablers the regiment provides. Can you tell our team a little bit about what your battalion does and maybe some of the issues out there?
Our battalion has a MRBC, a multi-role bridging company. We have a horizontal and vertical construction companies. Both can support mobility, counter-mobility, and survivability, as well as general engineering for the EAB, as well as any maneuver force on the battlefield. We also have some combat engineers with route clearance capability, as well as our sappers. So in our whole battalion, we are building, bridging, and breaching. So we offer all that to maneuver units, as well as any force that wants to come and train at Fort Knox. We have this incredible installation with a massive amount of training resources, and they're actually in the process of transforming this installation into a regional training center. So we are welcoming everyone to come on down and use us to partner with them. We need to partner with Maneuver Elements, sir, as well as Total Force partners. So we're looking forward to meeting everyone right here at Fort Knox.
Well, that's a great lay down. One of the things, I just spent some time with the battalion staff, and they told me not only are they want to partner with people here at Knox, but also when our BEBs go to the training centers, National Training Center, JRTC, they've also got to be able to take units like yours, plug them in to the rest of the force, but also to be able to make sure they have good responsive training so they can do what they need to do, and you can then get a lot of value out of the training center as well. Hey, with me today is First Sergeant Melvin. This is a great warrior out there who's one of the key leaders in this battalion. First Sergeant is in charge of the 541st Sapper Company, and this is one of these elements that will come back into a BEB and augment the sappers that are in one of our big brigade combat teams. First Sergeant, I think what I really am intrigued by, behind me is a 113. We know that some of these date back to the 60s. Most of these are in the 60s. This is an active duty engineer company that is still driving around in 113s, and that when you go to war, you'll probably plug into a divisional BEB. What would be some of the challenges, First Sergeant, if you were to do that? And just talk a little bit about maybe the 113 fleet and with your experience.
Absolutely, sir. So we have a company, we have 13 113s in our companies, and so this equipment is relatively old. Some of the challenges we face are the maintenance piece on the equipment. Because of the age, you have a lot of maintenance challenge. The vehicles often they break. So for example, we went out to JRTC last month, and there was just some training, and we went out with 13, we came back with 2 FMC vehicles. So that's to show you, we were thankful for the opportunity to exercise the vehicles, but they often relatively break. And so the challenges is continue to maintain this older piece of equipment to be able to maintain that relationship with our maneuver partners. And with that challenge, it also often brings some concern.
Yeah, you know, and the Chief of Staff of the Army, General Milley, is very, very focused on readiness. We're all in to be able to figure out how we can fix readiness. But on the other hand, you've got the right mechanics that are trained. The Army gives you the repair parts, but we're working with a piece of equipment that's just too old and is fatigued. And as much as we can put new parts on it, and we have great soldiers, the bottom line is this is a risk we have of being able to make sure that engineers can do what they need to do on the battlefield because they've got such an old piece of equipment. So I really appreciate you showing me this today. I think this is one of the things we got to come back and make sure that the Army understands the risk we have with an older piece of equipment and what we've got to be able to do on the battlefield. Esty, thanks so much for having me down. Guys like us need to make sure we know what we can do to champion units like yours, soldiers like the First Sergeant, and to be able to make sure that we can set you up for success in the future. So I say every day, in the Corps of Engineers and in the regiment, we're building strong. I'm a big believer that an unbelievable unit here in the 19th, and I'm walking away knowing that you guys are Army strong. So job well done. First Sergeant, thanks an awful lot.